Let's do the Mind Flayer. What the hell, right? We got it here. Now this, $79. $20 cheaper than the Were-Rat Den. Let's see what we're looking at. So first up, we have our ship. Okay? Our Nautiloid that our Mind Flayer encounter is taking place on. So first up, we have our ship. Okay? Our Nautiloid that our Mind Flayer encounter is taking place on. Okay, so it is bifold. So this is level 4, the bridge deck, which it does nicely say stern and bow, so you can kind of figure out where you're at. Here is this level. Okay. Hey DM Stretch, this is level 3. The battle deck. We have level 1, the prison deck, which is even bigger. And then we have, or no, I guess it's the same size. And then level 2, which is the cargo deck. Okay? So you get, first of all, you have your 4-tiered deck of your ship, right? As you go below deck, you have all of these tiers, right? Okay? That, I think, drastically beats 4 tiles, double-sided tiles like this. I think the 4-tier Nautiloid ship is that automatically it beats it, I think, in that respect, right? Now, for those of you, again, who are just joining us or watching this later on YouTube or on Twitch or what have you, a frame of reference, we unboxed the Adventure in a Box Were-Rat Den, which comes with 4 Were-Rat figures, a giant rat, a swarm of rats, a prisoner, and then a couple pieces of set dressing, like some rocks, a table, a thing of crates. Right, I think I can actually probably get a bunch of it back on the camera for you. We got rocks, we got crates, we got a pile of cheese, right? Stuff like this, right? This is the set dressing for the Were-Rat Den. You get some equipment, you get a goo pile, you get prisoner cage, right? That's the set dressing you get for the Were-Rat. You get that, right? And then you're also going to get some minis. You're going to get the giant rat, swarm of rats. You get Were-Rat 1, Were-Rat 2, Were-Rat 3, Were-Rat 4, prisoner guy, rats on skulls, and that's it. We'll zoom that in so you can see, right? Now, everything I just described to you, all of that set dressing pieces, as well as these miniatures, comes in a box with those couple of, like, 2D tiles called the Were-Rat Den Adventure in a Box, and in an absolute ludicrous pricing, in my opinion, that is $100 for that whole set. Okay? You saw the 4 tiers of the Nautiloid from the, what is this, the Mind Flayer Voyage Adventure in a Box. This is only $79. First of all, it comes with a Mind Witness. which is just an infinitely better miniature in every way, right? Okay. We saw the Nautiloid 2D. We have a Mind Witness. Let's see what other stuff we get in this box. Okay. We get the Mind Witness, a Eulitharid. We get a Gith inside a Mind Flayer pod. Actually, sorry, make that 2 Gith in Mind Flayer pods, Nautiloid pods. We get 2 Mind Flayers. We're not done yet. Hang on. We get 4 Intellect Devourers. Oops, where'd he go? We get 4 Intellect Devourers. We get a Mind Flayer tadpole pool like pond thing, and one of the transponders that allows you to control the Nautiloid. Okay, look at that. Okay, you get in this box all that for $79. Like, how is this $20 cheaper than the Were-Rat Den? I mean, you could probably have charged $100 for this, and people would pick it up based on Baldur's Gate 3 alone, right? Just on the familiarity of Baldur's Gate. But, so yeah, I mean, you get, and honestly, I have not seen the transponder or the Mind Flayer tadpole pool or these sort of pods with the Gith in them. Those are unique miniature sculpts. We have not seen those, as far as I know, in any other miniature sets yet so far. They are unique to this box set. Now, we've seen Intellect Devourers, maybe not those particular Mind Flayer sculpts, but we have seen the Mind Witness and the Eulitharid before. Those miniatures exist in some form. Yes, correct. And the 4 deck ship tiles, which cover the 4 sections of the ship itself, that is $79. Whereas, again, that Were-Rat Den runs you $100. And again, for my money, you can't go wrong with the Wizkids Encounter in a Box, which is, again, technically system agnostic, gives you an encounter to run, plot hooks as well, and then actual terrain pieces, and it's only $30. I think, like, that's, like, bang for your buck wise, that seems to be the way to go. But also the fact that coming out next year is going to be the Red Dragon Adventure in a Box, which is also $99. And it comes with a dragon, 5 kobolds, a map, and then, like, also terrain pieces. I don't get what the, like, and don't get me wrong, right? I mean, the Wizkids folks sent me over the Mind Flayer set, as well as, again, the Were-Rat Den and everything else. They sent this all over to me for free for review purposes, and I greatly appreciate that they do that. But we also have a relationship where if things don't make sense or seem a little off, I'm able to kind of call them out on that, and this is an odd one to me. Why would you not, like, where is the pricing? $50 for the Were-Rat Den? $50 for the Goblin Camp? Yeah, I think maybe that's a steal because of the amount of miniatures you're getting. That's the only thing I can think of as trying to drive up the price, is the fact that you are getting the 4 Were-Rats. But then again, you saw everything you're getting in the Mind Flayer Voyage, and I feel like that has a Mind Witness, which is a significantly larger miniature. therefore more costly to make from that perspective. So I feel like it should cost more. I don't know. It's just odd. But yeah, I mean, they are a great set of minis. Look at that. It's just phenomenal. I mean, I don't know how often you're running, you know, Nautiloids in your games, but if you are, I mean, this is a solid set. You get the ship tiles. But yeah, I think if you came in at around 50, I mean, the fact that they were able to do the Warlock terrain with the doors and the walls and whatnot, and one 3D miniature, as well as the flat pack miniatures and the written adventure for the encounter in a box for $30, I think there's something to be had here. I think this is definitely I think it's definitely there's a market for these things for sure. I just don't think this is like they've nailed it yet, right? I think the concept of a grab and go box where I can pick up a box and like take it home and then have my players bring their minis and their dice and I can just run this encounter as a standalone, where it's obviously got an extra degree of immersion because it's got the terrain pieces, it's got the miniatures, whatever. I think there's something to that. I think that is a good idea. I think there's a market for it. I just don't think it's been fully honed in yet. I think the pricing needs to be better, and I do think the lack of a folded up piece of paper with an encounter or even adventure hooks on them is just a lost. Like, I mean, I can't cost that much more to have that added in there, and it would just make things so much better. It also would make people, it would make more sense when it's literally called Adventure in a Box if you include the adventure in the box. Then why would this be the same price as the Were-Rat Den, which is going to get you this young dragon mini and then 5 unique kobold sculpts? I mean, these may not be completely unique, as well as the various stalactites, the egg clutch, the pile of golden treasure, and then I think, I don't know if I'll be able to get it here, but there's also what's called a map of a dragon's lair, as you can see here, with interlocking tiles, which looks like this particular map looks to be significantly larger than the one we saw from the Goblin camp and the Were-Rat Den. Like, this is a whole lair. At least, again, it says it's not shown to scale. It looks to be pretty sizable. Yeah, again, I agree. Pricing is off for a small set, but I do think, like, this could be... Think about how this could work, right? Like, if you had this a little more dialed in, the pricing a little bit right, and then obviously with an adventure in a box, it does allow you as the DM, or you as the shop owner, in the instance, the one thing I'm going to suggest potentially, to write your own encounter to go with it, which there's something to that. But like, think about like how you could market this, like, hey, want to get into a D&D game right now? You could even, if you could throw pre-written characters in like the box too. You take this encounter and you go and you play it, right? Obviously, it's going to have combat because you have miniatures. Combat takes longer than any other aspect of D&D, other than maybe scheduling. And you could go ahead and be like, here you go. Then you could just go with your friends. This could be a great way to get new people into the game, is these encounter or adventures in a box. You take it, you go and you set everything up. Everybody's got their pre-gen characters, and you just go. You just play through this one little encounter. This Dragon's Lair one is a great idea. It gets you a dragon, right? Like, that's a quintessential part of the game. And then, like, sit down and get a little feel for the way the game is, parse down character sheets, whatever. That could be a lot of fun. Or it could be a great thing to run at a shop, right? Like, you could be like, hey, on, Sundays we run Red Dragon Lair Adventure in a box, right? And then, like, a couple of DMs, the shop has these, they either give them out to the DMs or they let the DMs use them and then sell them after the fact at a discounted price because the box is open or what have you. And then, like, that could just be an event you run at your shop every so often when a new adventure in a box comes out, right? You run it. That's a really good model to get people into the game with short, quick hit things. They're flashy. They're obviously adding a little bit extra of immersion because of the maps and the terrain pieces and the miniatures. I think it's definitely close.